Picture this, the deafening roar of the Atlanta Stadium. Tens of thousands of passionate fans sitting on the absolute edge of their seats, wearing the pristine white jerseys of the Three Lions, their voices echoing into the dark American night sky. The stage was perfectly set for the FIFA World Cup round of 32. It was supposed to be a massive statement to the rest of the footballing world. It was supposed to be a comfortable walk in the park. England, the undisputed heavyweights of global football, sitting comfortably at number 4 in the FIFA rankings, stepping confidently onto the pitch against the Democratic Republic of Congo, a resilient team ranked 46th in the world, bringing their own hopes and dreams to the grandest stage of them all. On paper, it was a total mismatch, a classic David versus Goliath story where Goliath was expected to crush David without even breaking a sweat. But football has a cruel, twisted sense of humor. What unfolded on that pitch was not a routine victory. It was a 90-minute psychological thriller that pushed an entire nation to the absolute brink of a historic, humiliating collapse. Welcome back to Total Football Nexus. Today, we are taking you deep inside the locker room, inside the racing minds of the players, and breaking down one of the most terrifying, heart-stopping matches in recent World Cup history. Are you ready for this journey? The referee blows the whistle. The game kicks off. The English players look incredibly confident, knocking the ball around the lush green grass with the unmistakable swagger of tournament favorites. The fans in the stands are still settling into their seats, holding their drinks, expecting the inevitable English onslaught to begin at any moment. But then, the unthinkable happens. The clock hits the 7th minute, just 7 minutes into the game. A momentary lapse in concentration, a split second where the mighty English defense blinks, and in the ruthless arena of international football, a split second is all it takes to completely ruin your life. Chancel Memba picks up the ball near the halfway line. He looks up and sees a gaping hole that simply should not exist in a world-class defense. With terrifying precision, he threads a breathtaking, inch-perfect pass right through the heart of the English backline. The defense completely freezes, and there, running like a silent ghost in the night, is Brian Cipenga. Cipenga does not hesitate for a fraction of a second. He strikes the ball with pure venom. The ball ripples the back of the net. 1-0. A heavy, suffocating silence immediately falls over the English side of the Atlanta Stadium. You could hear a pin drop in an arena of thousands. Did that just happen? Did the 46th ranked team in the world just rip apart the tournament favorites in 7 flat minutes? Panic, cold and sharp, begins to spread like wildfire through the stands and onto the pitch. This was the ultimate nightmare scenario unfolding in real time right before their eyes. The Congolese players are in pure ecstasy, celebrating what could be the greatest moment of their entire lives. But for England, the dark demons of past World Cup failures suddenly come rushing back to haunt them. England desperately tries to respond. They hold the ball. They pass it left. They pass it right. They probe the wings. But the Congolese defense completely transforms into an impenetrable wall of steel. Every single time an English player touches the ball, they are instantly swarmed by 2 or 3 blue shirts. The frustration begins to mount visibly. You can see it clearly in their body language. The passes are a little too hard. The touches are a little too heavy. In the 19th minute, the young golden boy Jude Bellingham loses his cool. A mistimed, reckless tackle born out of pure frustration earns him a yellow card. The immense pressure is getting to them. The mental game is slowly slipping away from their grasp. 8 minutes later, Congo's Noah Siddiqui also goes into the referee's book. The match is rapidly turning into a brutal physical dogfight where every inch of grass is fiercely contested. England commands 60% of the possession, but it means absolutely nothing. They are knocking loudly on the door, but nobody is answering. The halftime whistle blows. The score remains 1-0 in favor of the underdogs. As the players walk down the long, dark tunnel, the psychological weight resting on the English players is unimaginable. They are just 45 minutes away from a catastrophic, embarrassing exit. What was said in that dressing room? How do you look your teammates in the eye when the whole world is watching you fail? The manager had to do something drastic. He had to rewrite the script entirely or face the wrath of an unforgiving nation. But as the teams emerged for the second half, the burning question hanging in the heavy stadium air was simple. Could England survive this ordeal, or were we about to witness the biggest upset The second half begins, and the relentless ticking of the clock feels like a heavy hammer against the skulls of the anxious English fans. Every passing minute is another step closer to the terrifying abyss of elimination. England throws absolutely everything forward. They are relentless. They register a staggering 40 touches inside the Congolese penalty box. They fire 16 shots towards the goal, but the ball simply refuses to cross the line. The Congolese goalkeeper is playing the absolute game of his life, making saves that defy logic and gravity. The entire defense is throwing their bodies on the line, blocking powerful shots with their chests, their faces, whatever it takes to keep the lead intact. It is a desperate, incredibly beautiful display of survival and determination. By the time the clock hits the 60th minute, the dark, heavy clouds of elimination are hovering directly over the English bench. The manager knows perfectly well that if he does not act right now, he will be reading his own professional obituary in the morning papers. It is time to gamble everything. A massive, game-changing tactical shakeup. Off goes Marcus Rashford. Off goes Noni Madueke. Off goes Jed Spence. In their place, he throws on the explosive, terrifying pace of Anthony Gordon, the sheer, unpredictable trickery of Bukayo Saka, and the creative, magical genius of Eberechi Eze. It is an all-out attack, a desperate, calculated roll of the dice to save their World Cup dreams. The impact is truly instantaneous. The entire energy of the stadium shifts in a heartbeat. The Congolese defenders, exhausted from 60 grueling minutes of relentless defending, suddenly have to deal with fresh, blazing speed coming at them from all angles. The cracks begin to show in that wall of steel. But still, the elusive equalizer does not come. The clock ticks past the 70th minute, then the 74th. The fear in the stands is incredibly palpable. Grown men are covering their eyes, unable to watch the impending disaster. And then the 75th minute arrives, the exact moment that defines footballing legends. Anthony Gordon finds a tiny pocket of space out wide on the wing. He looks up. He does not panic under the immense pressure. He delivers a cross so perfect, so incredibly precise, it feels like it was guided by a laser directly to its target. And waiting right in the center, rising majestically above the absolute chaos in the box, is the captain, the savior, Harry Kane. With the entire weight of his expectant country resting heavily on his shoulders, Kane meets the ball in the air and fires a brutal bullet of a header straight past the helpless goalkeeper. 1-1. The stadium erupts into an absolute frenzy of relief and joy. The roar is deafening. England is finally back from the dead, but Congo is completely shattered. They were just 15 agonizing minutes away from footballing immortality. Now they are holding on for dear life, desperately praying for the whistle to blow for extra time. But Harry Kane smells blood in the water. When an elite predator senses weakness, the game is already over. In the 86th minute, as the exhausted Congolese defense completely crumbles under the relentless, suffocating psychological pressure, Kane strikes once again, his second goal of the incredible night, a sharp dagger straight through the brave heart of Congo. 2-1. The monumental comeback is complete. The nightmare is officially over. The massive stadium shakes as the ecstatic English bench spills onto the pitch in pure celebration. When the final whistle finally blows, the match statistics tell the true, grueling story of this brutal footballing war. England's expected goals stood at a towering 2.04 compared to Congo's mere 0.80. It was a statistical domination on paper, but those cold numbers do not tell you anything about the paralyzing fear, the rising panic, and the sheer, unstoppable force of human will it took to win this game. England proved exactly why they are considered a footballing superpower. They stared directly into the terrifying abyss, and they did not blink for a second. But this unbelievable match leaves us with a burning question. How does a player like Harry Kane maintain such cold-blooded focus when the entire world is waiting for him to fail? What exactly goes on inside the highly trained mind of an elite striker in the dying, desperate minutes of a knockout game? We want to hear from you. Let us know your thoughts and theories in the comments section below. If you loved this thrilling breakdown, please hit that like button, share this video with all your football-crazy friends, and make sure you subscribe to Total Football Nexus so you never miss out on another epic football story. See you in the next one!